Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. My name is Lilah Delbos, and I will be hosting today's show. Today, the topic at hand is a highly controversial and debated topic. Do you believe in aliens? When I ask you this, you might roll your eyes, scoffing at such a preposterous question. When I say aliens, I'm sure I can imagine your thoughts. Little green men, flying saucers, Roswell, New Mexico, E.T., the Area 51 raid. The term aliens is attached to many things, mostly bound by the humorous light the term is portrayed in, and in turn, the implausibility of their existence. While the term certainly has a connotation that is far from serious, the debate of life beyond Earth is much more complicated. Today, I would like to shift your perspective away from the cartoonish view of extraterrestrial life that has been created by the media over decades, and direct your attention towards the completely viable and statistically probable fact that life beyond Earth is more than likely out there. And most importantly, I would like to show you why, when you are asked the age-old question, do you believe in aliens, you should say yes. While advocates of extraterrestrial life often fall back on the idea that the universe is simply so big that life must exist somewhere, statistically speaking, this is a valid argument. Last May, Columbia University astronomer David Kipping identified the odds of life existing elsewhere in the universe based on an analysis of the likelihood of forms of intelligent life through a mathematical equation. Through his research, he and his team created scenarios to model the probability of Earth-like planets emerging throughout the universe and how likely it was that they would be inhabitable. To concise the extent of his experimentation and to save you from the explanation of the intense statistical formulas used, he concluded that the kind of life that really did happen on Earth happened in at least 3 out of every 4 Earth simulations in his experiment. So overall, that means a 75% of life and a 60% chance of intelligent life. I know you must be thinking, if life is so probable, where is it? The aliens are certainly not knocking down Earth's door, and scientists haven't found any concrete evidence of life. Fair enough. Shawn Goldman, a research astronomer at NASA's Space Flight Center, has made this question the center of her career and life's research. Let's start with the recent research that reveals that 1 in 6 stars host a planet hospitable to life. That sounds like a lot, right? Spoiler, it is, but this statistic is simply not as straightforward as it seems. The average distance between stars in our part of the galaxy is 4.2 light years. Imagine a box, and for every cube of space that's 4.2 light years on a side, you'll find on average 1 star. Doesn't sound too far, right? Unfortunately, that distance is approximately 25 trillion miles. Now, let's picture a larger galaxy. Imagine a box 2,000 light years on a side. It will have many more stars, yet the distance is an obstacle that we are nowhere near solving. By this rough calculation, the nearest life is likely between 1 and 2,000 light years away. Sure, alien neighbors might be farther or closer, but this estimate tells us that they're not next door. If intelligent life is in fact present, they simply don't know we're here. They may be in the same boat as us, limited by technology and resources, or they simply may have no real incentive to come. While this may sound discouraging, the confidence from the experts surely is not. Ravi Kapoparu, a co-leader of NASA's team who studies habitability and potential for life on exoplanets, explains that the only debate in his mind is whether life is advanced or biological. He states it's not a question of if we find life, it's a question of when we find life on other planets. As scientists continue on a search so far from home, it is important to consider the clues that our very own planet Earth can reveal about planets that are eons away. While we've established that approximately 1 in 6 stars may host a planet similar to the Earth, that doesn't mean we'll ever find an exact replica of the Earth, but maybe we don't have to. The study of other planets and moons in the solar system shows that many worlds possess the ingredients necessary for life: an atmosphere, organic compounds, liquid water, and other necessities. Even though these are extremely harsh environments, that doesn't mean as much as we once thought it did, as recent discoveries on Earth itself demonstrate that life is much more tough than once thought. For example, according to National Geographic, scientists have found organisms in scalding hot geysers in Yellowstone National Park. They have found life in the darkest areas under the most crushingly extreme pressures in the deep ocean, in unbearably dry areas like the Atacama Desert in Chile, which is somewhat of an analogy for Mars. These organisms don't need a comfortable paradise to call home. In fact, they have already evolved to live in environments as harsh as those on other planets. Some, like tardigrades, a crustacean-like microanimal, can even survive the perilous vacuum of space itself. So, if there is life in harsh environments on foreign planets, it may be small and it may be unimpressive, but after all, it is life. According to Seth Shostak, a senior astronomer at the SETI Institute, the life we find may be pond scum, but it's alien pond scum, and it shows that biology is all over. I'm not asking you to believe that we are suddenly going to be living in an ET-esque world, or that an alien takeover is just around the corner. So don't worry about being abducted and probed by little green men while you sleep. I am asking you to simply understand that it is more likely than not that we are not alone. In our vast universe, something that is so foreign, so unknown, and of such a great magnitude that scientists cannot begin to estimate how truly large it is. To believe that it is not home to foreign life, or at the very least, a single extraterrestrial cell, is not only foolish, but statistically improbable. So, next time you are asked the question, do you believe in aliens? Your answer should be a hesitation-free, confident, and firm yes. A yes that holds much more complexity and truth to the answer than little green men. And if you happen to be met with disapproving looks, just know you have science on your side. And maybe one day, the aliens will come and annihilate all the disbelievers. Maybe you too, but at least you'll know that you were right all along. Thank you, and that concludes today's episode.